What's up guys, Brendan Hancock here with another episode of Groove Subaru today, and today we are behind the wheel of the all-new 2020 Subaru Legacy. We're going to take it out for a spin. All right, so we are currently behind the wheel of the all-new 2020 Legacy, and this one in particular is a 2.5i Premium. So the Premium, unfortunately, doesn't come with the available 2.4-liter turbo engine. So we do have the smaller engine in this, but this is going to be probably the more popular option for most people given the better fuel economy. Now, a couple things that are different. This is a completely redesigned car, as is the Subaru Outback. And they are now on the enhanced version of the Subaru Global Platform. So we've seen, if you guys follow our other videos, a couple other cars that are on that, the Ascent, the Forester, the Impreza, the Crosstrek, pretty much everything minus our performance cars are on this new global platform, and they've actually made some enhancements to the platform for the Legacy and Outback for 2020. Now, a couple things that they have done as well, or advantages I should say, with that global platform, definitely noise insulation. Huge improvement over the previous generation. It is a much more comfortable drive. I would say that the larger cars like the Ascent and the Forester are definitely slightly smoother, so this one being a little lower to the ground is a little bit harsher, but it is definitely smoother than the previous generation. A lot of that comes from the noise insulation too that they have underneath the car, so there's a lot more insulation there to get rid of a lot of that road noise. And we do also have a noise insulated front windshield that's going to be standard on all models. Now, a couple other things that they do have that are going to be standard now, all Legacies are going to come with the auto start stop here. So we will see here in a second that once the engine's warmed up and everything, when you come to a total stop, the car is going to turn itself off. And that's obviously going to help to increase fuel economy a little bit, and both also to help with emissions as well. So car's turned off now. You'll see a little timer that comes up here telling you how much gas you've saved, how much time you've saved on it. And I actually live in Chicago now, and I'm a delivery specialist and do the Love Encore program for a dealer out there. And I think I'm seeing bigger numbers there than here, possibly just because a lot of people do commute in pretty heavy traffic. But most people are coming to me, by the time I see them, they've had about 1,000 miles on the car. And I've seen anywhere from, 2 hours of idling time to 0.9 gallons or something like that, all the way up to one person in 1,000 miles had 6 hours. Ugh, I must have a brutal commute. But 6 hours of time that she had the car not running, and normally it would be if she did not have the auto start stop, and that's in 1,000 miles. So if you think of it in 100,000 miles, that's 6,000 hours of time that the car is just idling there. 200,000 miles, that's 12,000 hours of time that the car is not just wasting fuel and gas. So definitely a nice welcomed feature. Now, a couple other things in terms of the overall ride quality, they have changed a few features of Eyesight. Now, we used to have, Eyesight's going to be standard on all Legacies, and obviously this one, being an option package 15 gives us a couple extras, so we're going to see things like the blind spot detection, the rear cross traffic alert. It's also going to have the moonroof, the push button start, the built-in navigation, so it's going to have a lot of that stuff. But they've changed kind of some of the Eyesight stuff. So you used to have lane departure warning, which all it would do is just beep at you as you went out of your lane. And then you also had lane keep assist that you could use either with Eyesight or without. Now they've kind of combined those two features together. So if you go into settings here, I don't know if you can really do this while we're driving, we have to make sure it's stopped here. So if you go into the little car shortcut settings thing that you have here and go to driving assistance, you'll see a little icon here. It says lane departure prevention function. Now the default of where that comes from the factory is it's going to do the buzzer only, and we do have the heads up display here too. So it'll give us some lights if we're going, orange lights if we're going out of our lane. But the default is it's only going to give you the warning buzzer only. So this is where it defaults. Now I've changed this to all functions because you can see here lane departure prevention function is one of the options. So instead of calling it lane keep assist, now they're calling it lane departure prevention. So that's essentially the same thing. We just don't have a button for that on the steering wheel anymore. And that, just like the previous system, only works over 37 miles per hour technically. So really, for the most part, it's going to be for highway use. So I don't always necessarily think you need to, necessarily turn that on. Now, another thing that they did, the adaptive cruise control all looks the same except for where the lane keep assist button used to be is now this new lane centering feature. And the best part about this is it actually works anywhere from 0 miles per hour all the way up to 90 miles per hour when you're using adaptive cruise control. So I'm gonna start using cruise here because we got a nice bit of traffic, so that's helpful. So I push this button, I'll see the image of the car show up in front of me, and I have those little horizontal white bars. Each one of those bars represents 1 second of travel time it's gonna keep between me and the car in front. Now you'll see automatically here, I'll see the lane centering feature show up here. And in order to set this though, I need to hit set right here. So now I've just set my cruise control. I've got lane centering active, as you can see. Now we'll need to be able to see both of the lines in front of me. So that's necessary. And I also do, with the heads up display, get a nice little green light there telling me that it's keeping me that nice safe distance, it's locked onto the car, everything is good. Now this isn't something that you can take your hands off the wheel, although I will say it definitely feels a lot stiffer, like it's really locking me into a specific path than it did with the previous lane keep assist. Now even if I was to increase my speed here, and just like with the previous ones, it's gonna do it in intervals of 5 miles an hour because we have the adaptive cruise. So right there, that car was getting a little bit close because it just cut into my lane here. So right now I'm feeling my car braking. I'm set to 55, I'm only going 50. And I can increase or decrease the number of seconds of travel time that I have between me and the car in front. So if I decrease it a little bit, it'll actually let me speed up. Now I'm 53, 54, 55, and it's actually letting me stay right there. Now this guy cuts me off, boom, locks on red again, we're good to go. Now I'm gonna change it up to 60 miles an hour, just because this guy's going a little bit faster and we're still pretty much within the speed limit here. It's doing a really good job of following these lines on this turn here. I'm really liking this. Now that car just got out of the lane, so now it's picking up the new one. I see the image there, I've got my green light, good to go. I'm set to 2 seconds here. Now it's braking a little bit, but it's really gentle. It's really gentle. I mean, I'm set to 60, I'm only going 54. Now we've got a nice turn up here coming. I'm gonna see how well it really handles this. Oh, that's beautiful. Much, much stiffer in a good way, in the sense that it really firmly is locking onto that. So much less of that kind of ping-pongy feel like we used to get with the 2019. So I'm really liking this. I'm gonna see kind of how it works here with coming down to the complete stop. I think we have a red light coming up here. This would be just absolutely awesome on a long road trip through like Iowa, Nebraska, you know, driving to Chicago from out here. So it's braking. I'm not touching the gas, brake, anything like that. Lane centering still showing me that it's active. It's gonna bring me down to a total stop here. Boom. I'm not touching the gas, nothing. I'm only going 5 miles an hour and my cruise control is set to 60. So this is incredible. I really actually think that this is, you know, normally with the adaptive cruise, I know some people do it, like in traffic and stuff. But honestly, I actually would definitely use this in traffic too. So right now, it's still showing me hold here, so it's holding me. It's using the traction stability control to make sure I don't go anywhere. Now let's see if I actually have to hit resume. So I do need to hit resume in order to get back up once the engine's turned off there. But this is great. Now let's see what happens when I change a lane. Oh, there's someone coming though. Oh, this is fantastic. I would definitely use this in traffic, 100%. So my turn signal is on, so temporarily the lane centering feature is off. And right away, boom, back to being active. This is a tremendous improvement here. I really like this a lot more than the previous system. The lane centering is so much better than the old lane keep assist was. You know, as for whether or not I would actually go ahead and change, you know, this to the all functions things, you know, I can't really say. Probably not, honestly, just because it only works over 40. And you know, if you're I would probably just be using this new adaptive cruise control so much more than normal. Or like what I would in a 2019, but this is just so great. So I might just keep it to the lane departure warning buzzer, you know, changing lanes here. Hasn't locked onto the car yet, boom, locked on, we're good. So I'm already braking a little bit, Really nice around these turns. Now, they look like this is a pretty sharp one. So it did turn off the lane centering there for a hot second. Now it may turn off, oh, no, it's back to active. Oh, it's back there again. So it's turning off on pretty sharp turns. Oh, that guy just cut me off, but still didn't touch the brake or anything. Boom, locked on. There we go. Boom. So that was a car kind of cut me off a little bit there, but still didn't touch the brake. Everything was good. Huge, huge improvement. So as for this, I may just keep it on warning buzzer only. You could do it. That's kind of the equivalent of the old lane keep assist. But if you're in like a lot of traffic and stuff like that, or I mean, in the city, it's like, oh, it's working for 2 seconds and then now it's not. Oh, it's working for 2 seconds, now it's not. So yeah, I would say overall, it's totally up to you if you want to use it. But this, I would actually absolutely use in traffic, which I wouldn't before. So other than that, if you check out our in-depth review of this car, we do a super in-depth review. I actually use this same car here. So car just turned back on, just hit resume. Everything's back running up and smoothly. So, and then we also did another another video review, very much in depth on the head unit. So if you want to see more information on this new beautiful 11.6-inch touchscreen infotainment, check out that video as well. But yeah, overall impressions are very, very good on this new Legacy, especially with this new adaptive cruise. I'm very excited to get behind the wheel of one of the turbos. We will be doing a video here shortly comparing the engines, the 2.5, which is this one, versus the 2.4 turbo option, which is on the Outback. So we'll be doing the video on the Outback, but those engine options are also available on the Legacy. So thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys next time on Groove Subaru Today. Take care.